The Minnesota Vikings have to come to Ford Field for the second to last Detroit Lions game, and the Lions are favored. Minnesota is not a scary team. They win. They find ways to win. We gave them the game in week 3, but they also found a way to win. Right? They're the ones that were losing. They're the ones that had to come back. So even though Dan Campbell made a bad decision, which he regrets, he was asked about it today, and he regrets, he said it'll be with him to the day he dies because that's just how he is. That's a big deal. So I guarantee you that he won't make those mistakes this Sunday. But it is a huge game, just like the 4 after that. But this game against the Minnesota Vikings is bigger than the Thanksgiving game. Yeah, that's right, against the Super Bowl contending Buffalo Bills. Why is that? Division rival. But most importantly, this game is huge because, A, it keeps our playoff hopes alive. They don't end with the loss, but they're on life support. Right now, we in a wheelchair. Okay? Why is this game? Can anybody tell me what they think, why they think this game is so big? Yes, it's in division. You're probably not going to guess the answer that I have. It is because the Minnesota Vikings are 10-2. All right? With one win, they win the division. They're going to win the division. That's going to happen. But guess what? The Lions are going to try as much as they can, as hard as they can, for them not to win in their house. That ain't going to happen. This team is going to fight with all they got because it ain't a giant celebration. But you don't think this team knows that the Minnesota Vikings get to clinch the North with the win over the Detroit Lions? In order for the Lions to win the NFC North, they would have to win out. Minnesota would have to lose out. And then you would have to add the tiebreakers. All right? Steve says, I think we can win the division. Steve, that's a lofty goal. I would be with you, but I think we have a better chance of making the playoffs. Because if the Minnesota Vikings win one game, starting at Ford Field on Sunday, it's over. Not just if we win and we got it. Nope, they win one game, it's over. Lions can only win 10 games. The Minnesota Vikings are already at 10 games. One win, whether it's in Ford Field or otherwise, clinches the North for the NFC Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings. Now, that's a big deal. I'm not going to act like that's not. You get a home game, you're no less than the 4th seed. Right now, Minnesota is not only second in the NFC, they're second in the NFL. That's another reason this game is huge. Now, Buffalo was one thing. It was like, Buffalo Bills were 7-3 at the time. That was one thing because of the expectations from the Buffalo Bills. But the Minnesota Vikings have exceeded expectations. And they are second in the NFL under the team that beat them. And I want to say the Dallas Cowboys are right there as well. But not only would this put us at 6 and 7, we can't move up to number 8 in the conference yet. But just like the Buffalo Bill game, this right here, I guarantee you that if you ain't shaking in your boots now, you're going to be terrified if you're the Jets, the Bears, the Packers, and the Panthers. We cannot let the Minnesota Vikings win the division at Ford Field. We cannot. This game, in my opinion, is bigger than the Buffalo Bills game. Cameron says, I don't care about the Vikings' future because they're going to do well regardless. NFC North is basically theirs, but winning the game can build serious confidence for the rest of the season. Cameron, I feel you. But see, I'm not going to let you come into my house and disrespect my house. You're not going to come up into my crib and sit down on my couch and use my remote and turn on your favorite show. I'm not going to let you do that, big dog. So if you are the Detroit Lions, the 5-7 Detroit Lions, the Detroit Lions that was first pick in the draft a month ago, the Detroit Lions that were laughed and mocked up until this point in the season, and you have a chance to prevent your division rival from using your remote, sitting on your couch, winning a division in your house, then yes, you need to win this game. Not only win it, you need to beat them down. See, if you're going to take my remote, you're going to have to snatch it from me. And then you're going to have to do more than that. I'm not going to let you come into my house and go to my locker room and put on your hat. That's not happening. You do realize that they got some hats, right, in a bag sitting in the locker room that they waiting to pop. It comes with them. Some shirts and hats that they're going to be popping at Ford Field if we let them win. Vikings can't win at Ford Field. Vikings can't win, period, because the Lions need every game down the stretch. They don't need every game. We've gone through that already. If you don't believe me, do it yourself. Look and see. We don't need every game. If y'all going to believe me, make sure y'all research the stuff I'm saying. They don't need every game. They need a lot of help whether they win or not. But if they win out, they have a 96% chance. For me, see, I told y'all, man, I'm huge on disrespect. I'm not letting you come in my crib and win the division. And then we got to hear you like that. We got to see them on the plane with Kirk Cousins with no shirt on. I'm not trying to feel that. I'm not trying to dig. I don't dig that. I'm sick. No. We gave one to the Bills. Let's take it from the Vikings. So let me know in the comments below. How important do you think this game is? You want the Vikings popping bottles in your locker room? You want Ford Field staff to have to clean that up? And I might be exaggerating a little. They got some type of celebration. You already know that we going to see the celebration on the Minnesota Viking YouTube channel because it's going to pop up in your feed about them dancing around at Ford Field. Ain't happening. Not on my watch. Dan got them boys playing. These boys know what winning feels like. And they want another win.